Welcome back, guys. This is part 2 of the Crucible Analytical paper. We left off on discussing the body paragraph. Some students have been asking me, do I need one body paragraph, two body paragraphs? Well, it's really up to you and the length of your paper. So the length that I gave you was 2 pages. So it's up to you. You can go over 2 pages. I have no problem with that. Actually, that would be better. You, of course, leave off with your concluding paragraph, and I explained it here very well. So when you finish this, you will submit it. So where do you submit it? Well, you go to USHS, like I've taught you before. Make sure that you're signed in, and you're going to go to USHS. You sign in, you go to My Edline, choose your block. When you're in your block, you need to click on your tests, because remember, this is 50% of your final exam. Click on the Crucible final essay, and you're going to submit it. Remember, do not submit. All the instructions are here. As a GDoc, it has to be as docx. So what do you do from here? If you're going to be submitting your final paper, then make sure that it's in MLA format. You have eventually your introduction, your first body paragraph, and everything will be in black. This person did it in red and green, but it was unnecessary because that's for the outline. You have your first body paragraph, second body paragraph, and eventually your conclusion. And finally, you have your works cited. As you can see, she used EasyBib in order to create this citation. That's an extra period, not necessary. Be careful with all those issues. And she also used EBSCO in order to cite her for her works cited page. So here, where did she get it from? Well, remember, we click on Cite, then we copy paste MLA in the 21st century. Easy. All you do is right click copy. You bring it to your paper and you paste it here. Of course, it's in alphabetical order. The T comes after the A. As far as EasyBib, what you do is in the back of your book, you're going to get an ISBN number. I've taught you this in class 2. So going back to EasyBib, we have to search for the book. So we go under book. We use a ISBN. So it should be 978 0547 115795, and that should take us to the proper citation. And it'll be the first one, which is Janet Allen Holt, McDougall, Texas American Literature. Click Cite This and continue to the final step. The extra step that you do have to add is you are not citing the whole book. You're citing a chapter or a section. So it's going to send us to the appropriate form. In that form, that is where you have to type in the title. So the title that we read is The Crucible. So go ahead and type that in. Then you have your pages. It started on page 136. It ended on 212. And you create citation. And then you'll have the proper one that Ms. Torres had here on her paper. And then click Copy Paste. You bring it over to your paper and you paste it here. And that's where you'll have it. Please be sure also to delete any extra spaces that you may have. Works cited should be right here at the very top centered, and follow the proper format for this as well. Remember, I have taught you to move the tabs. You can move them to the left. You move those rulers, and that's how you'll eventually get it to be at the tabs that you need it to be. So there you go, and that's a format that you do. This person decided to write a 3-page paper. That's fine. I told you 2 pages. You can write more than that. So that's how you use EasyBib to cite. One thing that I notice here is you need to have an original title. Please make sure that you don't just write topic 3. You have to come up with your original title. Think about your thesis. What is it that you're defending? What is it that you're arguing or you're analyzing in your thesis? In this case, it's an analysis. Therefore, try to create a title from here. What would you actually use for your title? Before you submit the final essay, please make sure that you have already double-checked with Grammarly. So I would suggest that you press Control-A, you press Copy, you log into Grammarly with your UISD email, the one that's UISD.net, and your password should be your ID. You log in and make sure to check for plagiarism, for your grammar, etc. I do not want to see any possible issues with any of those. So here you don't need this information. You just put your title, which that's what we're going to use right now. It's like a dummy title. So we're going to use that. As you can see, it'll start showing all the critical issues that it has. It has 19 advanced issues, 10 critical issues. The score right now just on grammar is 82. I still have to check for plagiarism. The general, it's academic. Choose essay. So it's checking all of this. The vocabulary enhancement is on. So now it has 7% unoriginal, 19% advanced issues, 10 critical issues. Make sure that you go over all of this before submitting. I do not want to have any issues with grammar because that's something you should have taken care of before submitting. As soon as you're done, make sure you put it back into proper MLA format before submitting. And you deposit it here in the Dropbox. And you'll be done with that portion of the paper. If you have any other questions, make sure that you let me know, but please view these 2 videos before. Now, if you're working off of the Google Docs, if you're working off of that, make sure that before you submit, again, I'm repeating this, file, download as Microsoft Word docx before you submit it in our Edline page. And that's pretty much it. So get to work, your deadline's approaching. And I hope that I have everybody submitting. Remember, this is 50% of your final exam.